What if I told you that illness, prayer, and hundreds of flies led me to discover the terrifying legend of Beelzebub? This is not just history, this is my story. I grew up in Africa, in a middle-class home with my 4 siblings. Life was fairly comfortable. My dad was a radiologist, my mom a midwife, so you can imagine healthy living was the rule of the house. We ate well, we stayed active, we rarely fell sick, until one day everything changed. It started with one of my sisters. She fell ill just as she began recovering. Another sibling got sick, then another, then me. Before long, the entire family was caught in this strange cycle of sickness. We went to the hospital, we ran tests, but nothing was found. Yet the illnesses kept coming back, and with every round, we became more financially, emotionally, and mentally drained. My mom, a devout Christian, had seen enough. She gathered us all together and led us into intense prayer. She rebuked what she called the spirit of illness and infirmity. That night, after the prayers, my 4 siblings and I went to sleep together in the same room. We had no idea what was about to happen next. We woke up and froze in shock. On the wall facing our beds were dozens of flies. They weren't scattered randomly. They had formed themselves into a perfect circle. We screamed for our mother. My father was away, working a night shift at the hospital, so it was just us and Mom. She came rushing in, saw the flies, and immediately began to pray, stomping the ground, rebuking, and casting out what she called the demon Beelzebub, the Lord of the Flies. And then, something I will never forget. As she prayed, the flies began to vanish, one by one. They disappeared as if they were never there. The windows were sealed with nets, so no flies could have flown in or out. We searched the house for rotten food, for dead animals, for broken nets. Nothing. There was no explanation, but one thing we knew, the swarm was gone. From that day, the strange cycle of illness ended. None of us fell sick in that same mysterious way again. The house felt lighter. My siblings and I never forgot it. So who is Beelzebub? They called him the Lord of the Flies, a name whispered with disgust, fear, and fascination. But how did Beelzebub rise from an ancient god to the prince of hell? The story of Beelzebub begins in the ancient city of Ekron, where a deity known as Beelzebub was worshipped. To their Hebrew rivals, this name became a mockery, twisted into Beelzebub, the Lord of the Flies. Not a mighty god, but a filthy swarm crawling over rot and decay. In the Bible, in 2 Kings chapter 1, verse 2-3, King Ahaziah of Israel falls through an upper room lattice and becomes sick, sending messengers to Beelzebub, the god of Ekron, to inquire about his recovery. The angel of the Lord commands the prophet Elijah to intercept the messengers and challenge their actions, asking if there is no god in Israel that they would go to a foreign god for help. Fast forward to the New Testament. Beelzebub appears again, now as a dark force. The Pharisees accuse Jesus of casting out demons by the power of Beelzebub, the prince of demons, in Matthew 12, verse 24. He is now the feared ruler of hell's legions, a rival power to God himself. By the Middle Ages, Beelzebub was portrayed as one of hell's top generals, second only to Lucifer. His domain? Corruption, disease, and plague. Swarms of flies were believed to be his messengers, carrying pestilence wherever they landed. John Milton's Paradise Lost gave Beelzebub his most famous role. He's no mindless monster, but Satan's most trusted advisor, cunning, eloquent, and persuasive. In the fiery depths of hell, he frames the rebellion strategy, giving order to chaos. Folklore painted Beelzebub as a bringer of pestilence. During witch trials, accused witches were said to have sworn loyalty to him. His name became synonymous with filth, corruption, and decay. And yet Beelzebub's story didn't end in dusty grimoires. Today he haunts our novels, movies, and even video games. Sometimes terrifying, sometimes comical, but always unforgettable. So what do you think happened that night? Was it coincidence, a natural phenomenon, or did Beelzebub really step into our home? Let me know in the comments. Make sure to subscribe for more stories.